Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. As Nicole holds up close by, EJ's determined to even the score. I can demolish their lives. We truly trusted 2024 would be Nicole's year on Days of Our Lives. She'd need to get her child back eventually, and afterward the entirety of her aggravation and pain would be a relic of past times. But now that we've only been here for 2 days, she's feeling even more pain as she sits by Holly's side in the hospital after she overdosed. There's just such a lot of aggravation she can take, and there's just so much EJ can do to safeguard her and help her. Holly's destiny is none of his concern, yet the people who caused this will pay. It's simply an issue of sorting out who did. The present moment, Tate's looking liable enough that Brady stepped in to ease the pressure off of him. In truth, neither of them were liable for Holly's medication use. She dealt with that completely all alone, yet EJ needs an objective or two and they're it. Tripp does chest compressions on Holly as a medical caretaker prepares an accident truck. At the point when Dan Feuerriegel talked with Soaps.com, he clarified that even as Salem's DA, EJ is still a lot of EJ. He shared he wants to be there for Nicole so he can emotionally support her and do whatever she needs. Be that as it may, in EJ's psyche, the possibly way I will make this right is assuming that I make individuals who made her this way pay. And that's very him. That is very EJ. Both Brady and Tate will be disappointed by this. Brady might be giving his best for safeguard his child, yet his life might be in EJ's grasp now, and the wrathful DA can flip around it. The actor said, "It's like, this is what I can do. I can make individuals pay. I can demolish their lives, or make it as awkward as could really be expected." Furthermore, that is his approach to going, goodness, I added to adjuster equity throughout everyday life, and this way you can do it without enduring a shot on someone. We guess that is great. One thing would be to take a hit on Brady, which is not at all a good thing. However, even for EJ, attempting to kill a teenager would be beyond reproach. Be that as it may, as he feels progressively vulnerable in aiding Nicole, who can say for sure the amount he'll erupt. On the off chance that he can utilize the law to demolish those he's chosen merits it, keep an eye out. I'll be overall quite open to Nicole. Feuerriegel talked as EJ, however at that point wherever else I'm like, probably not. It is staging a show. He must be EJ out in the open. However, better believe it, the entertainer murmured, that is EJ. That is his direction. Tate rigidly remains against a block facade with wide eyes. A cop holds her hand out to him. Between them, Brady gazes forward, mouth agape. How about we simply trust EJ doesn't get everything he could possibly want, or 2 guiltless lives could be obliterated. He's making an honest effort to keep control, however as we're seeing, that is slipping to an ever-increasing extent. Feuerriegel himself told Soaps.com that EJ has a limit. Additionally, it appears to be getting closer. Brady and Tate's just expectation right currently is for Holly to awaken and fess up to having gotten the medications all alone. In the event that she doesn't get through, Lord have mercy on them all. Nicole will be broken and EJ will tear Brady, Tate and everybody he can get his hands on separated. Brady captured before Tate gives up to Rafe Ava's crisis crowd family favor. Days of Our Lives uncovers that EJ DiMera would not completely accept that Holly Jonas was the person who brought the medication sack to the party, so he cautioned that Tate Dark was at legitimate fault for endeavored homicide and said he was going down. Brady Black and Teresa Donovan rushed to Tate's defense, but EJ also slammed them for using drugs and being under the influence. Brady finally said that his son was covering for him and that the drugs were his because Rafe Hernandez insisted that there wasn't enough evidence to arrest Tate yet. EJ was informed that Holly's condition had not changed after Brady convinced Rafe to arrest him. Tripp Johnson was wrapping up his shift, yet he said EJ could accompany Nicole DiMera by Holly's bedside in the ICU. Rafe asked EJ to go help his family and put Brady apprehended once the DA ventured away. Tate attempted to dissent, however Teresa shushed him and returned her child to the condo, where John was in the middle of observing New Year's Eve with Marlena Evans. John awakened subsequent to nodding off too soon for the commencement and conceded he wasn't resting soundly. John also told Marlena that Konstantin Maliunis had cheated on Maggie Kyriakis, but he was optimistic that Steve Johnson could get Konstantin out of town. On Tuesday's Days episode, Marlena was interested about the subtleties of how John pulled that off, yet John abstained from spilling excessively. After Teresa acquired Tate, Marlena and John found out about Holly's excess and the way that Brady spoke up to say the medications were his. Tate turned down the glass of warm milk that Marlena proposed to unwind and said he simply needed to get some rest. On Tuesday's DOL show, Rafe confronted Brady in the interrogation room about his lies at the Salem Police Department. Rafe realized Brady was simply covering for Tate, so he hadn't made anything official yet and allowed Brady an opportunity to retreat from the admission. It was possibly going to exacerbate the situation for Tate when Brady's fingerprints weren't on the sack. John boiled down to the station and talked with Rafe secretly about getting Brady a legal counselor, however Rafe said it wasn't John's call. Back at the condo, Teresa went to mind Tate and acknowledged he was missing, so she sounded the caution to Marlena. After Rafe rejoined Brady in the cross-examination room, Tate burst in before long. Since Tate couldn't allow Brady to accept all negative consequences, he advised Rafe to capture him, all things being equal, on the off chance that he needed to capture somebody. On Tuesday's episode of Days, Stefan left a phone call with Clyde Weston at the bistro and told Ava that the bad batch that the kids had been overdosing on came from the previous shipment. Clyde needed everything off the roads, so Ava made plans to ask for help with the Vitali family. Stefan was worried about Ava getting tangled back up in that life since she left for an explanation, yet Ava didn't think they had any decision. At a certain point, Stefan embraced Ava and offered some solace. Ava called somebody named Dom and said she owed him one, so Stefan stayed stressed over what the person would need when the time had come to gather on that blessing. Tripp at last showed up and requested to talk with Ava alone. That prompted Tripp running down the rundown of all Ava's dubious way of behaving and imploring her to let him know she wasn't engaged with all the medication disorder. Ava acted insulted and attempted to rationalize a portion of her peculiar moves, like unloading Harris Michaels all of a sudden in light of the fact that he evidently cheated. Tripp actually stressed Ava was stuck between a rock and a hard place and pushed for genuineness. EJ confronted Stefan outside on the episode of Days and raged at him for causing Holly's life-threatening mess. Julie's insight, Sloane's emergency, Everett catches wind of Holly's destiny. Days of Our Lives, uncover that Chad DiMera talks about misfortune and the future with Julie William. Days of Our Lives features Sloane Peterson Brady is compelled to deal with Leo obvious spending binge. An interesting argument is overheard by Everett Lynch. In addition, Nicole Walker DiMera remains nearby Holly Jonas's hospital bed. Continue to peruse to figure out the thing is coming up in the Peacock drama. Days of Our Lives Julie Williams insight. DOL spoilers for Wednesday, January 3rd uncover that Julie and Chad will have a talk. Chad and Julie just praised special times of year. Chad will contemplate his late spouse, Abigail DiMera. Chad could likewise converse with Julie about what occurred with Stephanie Johnson. Julie and Chad will discuss misfortune. In any case, they will likewise discuss pushing ahead to what's to come. In this way, maybe Julie will impart a useful tidbits to Chad. Days of Our Lives Julie's insight, Sloane's emergency, Everett catches wind of Holly's destiny. DOL Leo distinct spending binge. On Sloane will be compelled to manage Leo's overspending. Leo is attempting to push Sloane to the place where she exclaims reality. Leo attempted to tell Nicole and EJ DiMera, yet they wouldn't tune in. Instead, Leo was hit in the face with a punch. Leo sure is partaking in his spending binge. Notwithstanding, Sloane can't manage the cost of it and her charge cards are being declined. Thus, Sloane must either allow reality to become unavoidable or resort to wrongdoing to keep Leo calm.